Right, hi there, how's it going? Gerard back again, and welcome to our next module. Our next module is going to focus a little bit on the whole area of planning, and that involves really setting out some goals, which we're going to talk about in this particular video. Pricing, we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a dedicated video on pricing, and finally we're going to have an extended video all about business plans and what you need to do with your business plan. So first of all, like any business, and what needs to be incorporated in your business plan is goals. Very important that you have objectives and have goals, and there are a bunch of common kind of types of goals that aspiring smart home installation professionals like yourself do have and have. For this purpose discussion, I am going to divide them up into different categories really. First up is your typical sales figures goals, very standard. What are your kind of objectives? So every business owner, including yourself, obviously wants to make a profit from your new company, but simply committing to profit is just a little bit vague, right? So the first thing I'd like you to do is maybe set specific targets, so set specific price and make a clear statement. Now, an example of a specific sales goal will be, I will make, we'll say 40k next year. I will recruit my investment and I hope to be in profit in the first 6 to 8 months. So that's a very specific sales orientated goal. Right, okay, so let's try another one then. Another type of goal that you might want to consider is business expansion goals. And it's never too early to start to dream about the potential for the particular business, so you can consider the goals and how they will evolve during the current situation and moving beyond. So let me just give you an example. For instance, I have my business and I may have one van on the road and profitable within 12 months. However, over the next maybe 3 to 5 years, I'm hoping to have a second van or second truck or Jeep on the road and providing extra installations to people in my area. So that's just an example. Now it could be maybe 5, 10 as your aspiration to grow into a larger installation company. But the point is that they need to be achievable and they need to be deliverable. So they're key goals. For example, if you want to if you're in the mode of business expansion, maybe you're not, but if you are, make sure that you make a clear statement of what you want in terms of expansion plans. Right, another type of category that you might want to consider is customer loyalty. And again, loyalty is very important for recurrable revenue streams. So if you do a good installation with a particular customer, a particular homeowner, they're going to tell the owner or the homeowners. But you need to continue to engage with customers, keep them in touch. One particular maybe goal here might be to reach a number of followers using your Twitter account. I just have a specific number that you want following your Twitter account for a particular period, maybe over a year, maybe it's 1,000 followers per year. So that's a tangible way that you're going to continue to build a relationship with your existing community and your potential, or your existing and potential client. Right, and finally, then I just want to talk about product install goals, and that might be introducing some new services as you become more comfortable with existing service. So you might start with installing smart bulbs or smart outlets or smart thermostats, but over time you might feel more comfortable, and maybe every month you might set a goal of setting up a new smart product device. For instance, an IP camera might be something that you might do some research on and learn how to use and how to install an IP camera, so you can formally then provide it as a service to your customer base. So it's continuous improvement, and so that's another type of goal that you could be very, very specific and resell to your clients. Right, now speaking of goals, have we all set goals, I suppose, and what happens is after the first month then they never get realized, they don't happen, and it just sets people back to a certain extent. So if they're kind of setting large unattainable goals, then that is going to have a negative impact on your psychic. So by choosing goals that are more attainable, more carefully at this early stage, there are some strategies which you might look at when you're picking out and choosing some goals that you will want to achieve. Right, okay, first up, I need you to set some goals that are relevant, realistic and specific. When I say specific, they need to be measurable. So for example, it needs to be trackable, and you need to see concretely whether you've achieved and accomplished a particular one. For example, you might be saying, oh, listen, I'm going to start up a smart home installation business within a year. But realistically, you're going to have to break that up into many tasks. So for instance, Why not come around and say, I'm going to spend 3 or 4 hours a week learning all about IP cameras or all about smart thermostats, that you're going to focus on the big goal, but just to break it into tiny little blocks. Right, and as I mentioned earlier on, it's probably unrealistic to expect that you're going to grow your business to multiple installation vans on the road initially, but in the first year, but certainly it might be achievable over 3 to 5 years. So again, right, very important that you identify realistic goals, really. Right, okay, so you need to try and make steady progress day by day towards your business objective or whatever goal that you've set. And really, I suppose, as I mentioned all about before, you need to break it down into manageable tasks and bite-sized tasks. So maybe particularly next week might be trying to identify tools that you need, and maybe the week after type of test equipment that you need to. The week after might be identifying different pieces of equipment, as we talked about. So again, the whole thing is about setting goals and trying to achieve them. So each of these tasks, I suppose, or goals can be broken into achievable, that are all moving in the one direction, which is towards that larger goal, which is either a sales figure, maybe a business expansion goal, or some kind of product installation goal. Right, and listen, I'm going to finish up this particular video, but really it's all about achieving goals, but doing it in a way that is manageable and you're seeing results. So really every day, what I'm saying to you is, do a little every day. Little steps do matter, and when you do get to make little wins or whatever, I would celebrate those in whatever way you celebrate. Now, you don't want to celebrate like the Irish. We tend to celebrate with about 12 pints of Murphy's or Guinness, so I wouldn't recommend that, but you know what I mean, that you do pat yourself in the back when you do achieve your little goals, whatever goals you set out. That's important, that you celebrate your wins. So listen, I'm going to finish this particular video and we'll move on to pricing. Very, very important, going back into the hard businessman that's in me here. Pricing is very key, and without profit or any that kind of stuff, you ain't that nothing, as they say. So important, very important topic coming up. And before we head into the last video on the particular module, which is about putting it all together in the form of some kind of a business plan. Right, okay, so listen, I'm going to sign out, and thank you very much for this particular video. Stick with me, and I'll talk to you in the next video.